What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm back in the new shop and I'm back working on this 2021 Denali Duramax. So it's gonna be the final video. I'm just gonna finish this thing right up, and then I'm also gonna do price breakdown on what it cost me and how much I paid for it at the auction here. So pretty much the only thing I have left to do on this truck is I need to blend the front fenders here and then just kind of clean it up. And I actually went and got some paintless dent removal done already on it. So they pushed the dent out of the front door here, the rear door, and there's a couple little other little dings. Not too, it was all pretty minor. Like, he was actually, it only took him till about, I think it was like, I got there like 8 o'clock and he was done by 10. So we pretty much pushed them all out, and this thing is looking awesome. So the only thing I really need to do is going to be a real good detail on the inside here, and then just blend these fenders. And then I just took the wheel well liners out because I was just double checking everything inside here, and also just gonna I was just gonna maybe just pop the doors off and paint them, but I might blend the two to re-clear coat this and blend them right into each other. Might be the way to do it. And then also still need to line the hood a little bit, and then pretty much a wrap on this one. So I've been using it to tow lots of stuff and it's been running and driving great. So I did have one little weird code, but I think I got it figured out. I just had a bad connection and a couple bad grounds just because I did paint the frame. So I went and ground all the grounds down and it seemed to fix it all up. The one connection was actually didn't even tighten. It was a little bit loose too. So once I got that fixed up, got all the codes gone, and yeah, so it's a pretty good truck, but I'm actually going to sell this thing. So I'll give you a price breakdown once we get to the farm. But I'm just going to load up. I'm going to take the Camaro to the farm here. So I need to unload. This is the new cab and box for this truck. So you probably watched the video on this one, but picked up this pretty mint. It was a new box and then this cab. So it actually had pretty minimal front damage here, just a little bit. So I should be able to fix this structure, and then we'll use this cab. So they had pretty much no, like, I think they had around the 15,000 K mark on each of them, so pretty low K on both the cabs. So it should work perfect because that one's only got 7,000 K on it, or 6,500 or something like that, and it should work to fix it all up. And then I also did order a fresh new frame for this truck, new doors, and the whole shebang. So pretty much just need to change, like, the interior is actually pretty mint, just need to change the roof airbags, probably fix this headliner a little bit, and then really not too much more to fix in here. The only part that got damaged was actually on this. I don't know if it just pushed it down, if I can fix that possibly. Kind of just looks like it popped out of place, but hopefully these glass shards come out. So I might have to buy one new door panel, but besides that, everything else looks pretty good. Just needs a really good detail. And I mean, I gotta gut this whole entire cab to swap it over there anyway. So, and then also, yeah, I'm gonna throw this Camaro on trailer here and take it to the farm because I have the front bumper cover and the hood and everything at the farm already painted for it. So you just swap that bumper on there and bring it back here, and I'll just drive it back here and get it all fixed up. So let's just load some stuff up here and we'll head to the farm. I already set the bumper cover and the hood on the Camaro here, and still need a little bit of work to this hood for like the insert for it. So I'm gonna re-clear it again. I kind of filled the cracks. It had some pretty gnarly scratches on this thing, so I don't know if you can see it with this light, but I just kind of dribbled some clear coat into the crack, and then I'm just gonna wet sand that clear down and then re-clear coat again, and it should be perfect. Because I mean, you can hardly see the scratches anymore. I just wanted to fill them right up with the clear coat, and it only really touched the carbon in like one little spot here, so you can hardly even tell. So that should work. But anyways, I want to get the door panels and everything pulled off this truck, and I think I'm just gonna pop the doors off and throw them in the paint booth. So I'll just pull the door panels and the glass and everything out of these, and then just mask them off and just blend the paint into the doors, and I should be good to go. Because I mean, it's pretty bad. But I mean, it kind of depends how you look in the light, because I did blend the paint into these, like the pillar here, and you can't even tell. So hopefully when I blend it into this door, should all even out and be good there. So, but anyways, let's pull the door panels off here and get them to the booth, and then I just got to pretty much just wet sand them lightly and then just scuff it all and be ready to go. So I got the doors in the booth here, and I got pretty much everything all prepped and masked off. So I just hit the doors with like 800 wet and then scuffed them all down. So I'm just gonna blend a little bit into these doors here. Probably blend about somewhere in here and the same on this side. And then I masked it all off just so I'm getting overspray on the inside of the doors there. And then for the hood, I just need to do pretty much just a dust coat because I just had a few lines in the hood. I mean, you could probably never tell really if you're not looking for it, but that the metallics just weren't quite laying right, so it was kind of bothering me. I don't know if you can see it in the video maybe, but it's hard to tell now that it's sanded down. But just give it a nice dust coat and then that should pretty much solve that problem. And I just had a couple little, I got a run right there, so I sanded that out. So everything should be good. So I just need to do a dust coat on these and then blend this. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this clear blender stuff for, it's just like a pretty much a clear base coat, and you just spray it down first over top where you're going to blend, or over, I'm just going to do over the whole panel. Just do one coat and then throw my silver down there just so the metallics don't kind of lay in the scratches or anything weird, and then it should look pretty good. I should probably honestly do the whole entire hood just so I don't get any metallics. So I did sand that down with 400 first and then 600 grit over the whole entire thing, so I don't want any metallics kind of maybe laying weird. So I should probably just hit that with one coat of the clear 2 or blended clear, and then a little bit of silver, and we'll be ready to hit some clear on this thing, and that'll be pretty much it. So it should be pretty simple. Hopefully I can get everything laying nice, and hopefully this color will blend in good, because it did blend in pretty good on the uni side there. So hopefully I can do the same on the doors there. So I'm just gonna go change here or go suit up and then start spraying some paint. Alrighty, so it's the next day here and I had some help, so they helped me throw this hood on and the doors on there. So everything's looking pretty good. The paint is definitely, it's not as noticeable. It was pretty hard to blend that in there because it's quite a bit off this color compared to like the factory color. So did blend it in, and it's pretty close. I'll pull it out in the sun here in a bit, but I'm just gonna throw the doors together and throw the windows and everything in here. So, but it's definitely much better, and I just need to do a little bit more lining on this hood here. But I just need to throw this scoop on here too, and gonna put all the windows and everything back on these doors, and then that's pretty much a wrap for this truck. So I'll gonna head back to my house here after I throw this all together, and then do a little price breakdown on exactly what I paid for it, what I got into it, and give it a good clean and do a walk around. Take it for a little spin and we'll take it down the highway. So I have been driving this truck quite a bit and towing lots with it, and it's been pretty great. So we're getting a little bit of rain today, but gonna go get some gas and we'll go for a little cruise. On the interior here, I did actually end up, so for some reason they sent me ones with black, like the new, because these seat belts are brand new, because the other ones that were in here, I sent them away to get repaired and they somehow got lost in the mail, which kind of sucked. They didn't lose the control module, but these seat belts, they fell out of the package. Like when they got it to safety restore, there was a hole in the box and the seat belts are gone. But anyways, the new ones from GM, these were like a tan, or like a kind of like a brown, so I ended up painting these with like that it's kind of like a stain. I don't know, it's for plastics, but it's so awesome, this stuff. And then I ended up painting this cover too here, and it looks so much better like that, and it pretty much just looks factory. I mean, it could almost even, it might look weird if you painted these ones, but it looks pretty darn good, because this bottom part's black on it here, right? Anyways, so, but for the most part, the rest interior is pretty good on this thing. And the only other issue I'm having still is that I think I gotta figure it out, is the engine light here. So so for some reason I have no codes. We are getting no codes, and then the odd time I was getting like this it's like a P0650, so it's actually a code for the engine light. So it's saying the engine light is not working, which is really weird. So I thought it was the ECM because I did get like a ECM code, so I changed the ECM on it, and turns out it was actually just pretty sure it was just a bad ground that was giving us the ECM code. So got the ground cleaned up, and then the ECM code went away after because I put the old computer back in it to try it, and after we fixed that bad ground, it the ECM code and everything went away. All the codes went away except for this this code, this P0650 code, which is back, or came back, or never actually went away, because the engine light never will go out. You can even clear the codes and everything and have 0 codes and drive it, and you'll have an engine light. It's super bizarre. But so anyways, I pulled the harness apart, and Dad helped me, and we pulled the pin out of like the back of the connector on both the ECM side and on the back of the cluster here, and had no resistance or anything. And then according to GM's schematics, when you pull that pin out, it should turn the engine light off, even if it is supposed to be lit up, and the engine light stayed on. So I'm 99% sure that it's actually a bad cluster. So there's something short in the cluster, shorted to ground somehow, and the cluster is the engine light just stays on with no codes. It's really bizarre. I've never seen anything like that. I don't know if it's to do with the crash, or it was like, maybe it was like this before. I'm not really sure. So I have a brand new cluster coming. It'll be here in a couple days. So I did add that to the price here, and added the ECM to the price, even though the ECM wasn't the problem. But at least it has, you know, I can use the old ECM for something else anyways, or if I want to get one tuned, we can use that. So I got it on the highway here, and it does drive really nice. So I did end up changing the steering gearbox on this, and then also both upper A-arms, and then I think the tie rod ends were both had a little bit of play in it. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna take a look under the hood here first, and I'll show you some of the parts that I bought for this thing. So the front end was pretty damaged on this thing, so I ended up having to buy quite a bit of stuff for it. So the radiator, the intercooler, the condensers, and all this, everything is pretty much brand new. Brand new grill, new headlights. These things are about 1,300 bucks a piece. And then this it's like a radiator sport, I think they call it. This thing is about 3,000 bucks, and then these fenders are new. I did end up having to change this intake, and also the cellular horn here, I guess you call it intake horn, and then also this little intake tube and the EGR pipe on the motor was a little bit damaged, had a little crack in it, so we had to change that. As far as the front of the motor, it was pretty good. I don't think it really had any damage up there, because it kind of was mostly hit where the tree took most of the impact, was kind of right on the side here, so it didn't really catch much for the motor. The front bumper was actually just a brand new takeoff off of another truck, and I ended up just color matching this bottom part, because usually they're chrome on these trucks. The hood, of course, was brand new, and both fenders, yeah. And then the wheel well liners were all pooched, and then I changed the upper A-arms on this truck, the inner tie rods, and also the steering gearbox on this. So it does look pretty cool with the color matched frame, and it should last way longer with that being all painted up. Pretty nice. So pretty much the total for that, for the first order, for this one was just for like the headlights, the grill, all this other stuff, was like 12,706 bucks. And then we had some suspension stuff and intercoolers, which was about another $7,000. So we're kind of getting up there. They ended up having to buy a lot more parts than I was kind of thinking on this truck, so it kind of did start adding up. I did put new tires on it too, and these tires are about $1,000 bucks, and I ended up getting these rims for about 300 bucks. The paintless dent removal was actually only $300, so that was probably the best deal out of all this stuff. And then I also had to buy a rear bumper shell, and then for the roof, I actually did use a used roof skin, so that wasn't so bad. And then this camera was actually okay, because I used it this camera was okay, but I ended up having to use this off the parts truck, this little light here, but did the roof black. So really, the roof skin cost me about 250 bucks, so that wasn't too bad. But there was just a lot of little things, and I pretty much bought everything brand new from GM, so it kind of added up in a hurry. So, and then the paint was about $1,500 for the base coat, clear coat, sealer, and all that stuff. What else we got here? So the tires and rims, the inspection was about 600 bucks. So with the inspection, rims and tires, paint, new batteries and everything, the grand total comes to $28,720 in parts. So that is way over budget, probably like $10,000 over budget of what I was thinking on this truck. But I was so far into it, I just had to pretty much finish it up. So, and then the price that I paid for this truck out the door at the auction, close that here, hear me a little better. So the price I paid out the door at the auction was $29,500 with all the fees and taxes. So all together with the parts and everything else comes out to $5,220, and that's with GST, and that's Canadian dollars, and that's with batteries, every single little thing I put into this truck. So definitely went way over budget on this one, and it took way too long. So I mean, I'd probably only get 65,000 for it, maybe. So it's not gonna be a very profitable one, that's for sure. But we got it done, and you know, I've been driving it for a while, got all the little kinks out of it, just need to change that cluster, and then we'll get it sold and, you know, move on to the next project. So you can't win them all, and this one definitely nickel and dimed me really bad. So at least there was no engine problems or anything like that. That was all fine, and the transmission, everything shifts great, and the oil's good in it, and yeah, so it is a very nice truck. But for being a rebuild title now, you know, these trucks are probably around the $70,000 to $75,000 mark ish, maybe 70, yeah, with the same K. So with a rebuild title, you're looking at about 10 grand less than that or so. So you might get 65,000 bucks for it. But I guess I'll post it up and see what we get and see what happens, and then we can move on to the next project. So thanks for watching. This one turned into a super long series on this truck, just because with the shop build and everything. But happy to be done this one. So thanks for watching, and tune in for the next one. We got lots of other projects to finish up, and hopefully you know, get some better deals on trucks and not be so deep into them. So thanks for watching, and tune in for the next one. Peace.